Hello, welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a rainbow free pour bowl. I'm going to be using mica powders. I've got all my mica powders in here which are labelled so I know what the colours are, and I know the rainbow goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet because it says Roy G. Biv. So for a colourblind person, that's really helpful. Now, I'm going to pour onto some plastic sheet that I've got, which is this, and I will link this in the description below as well, don't worry. And this pours lovely. And then once I've let it set up, so it's nice and still gooey a little bit, but not too soft, I then will drape it over this, which is a jug that I find makes a really nice size mould for a free pour bowl. So without too much further ado, let's get on. As you can see, I've got my plastic laid out and I've drawn on the underneath, definitely don't do it on the surface that you're pouring, with a permanent marker pen, the sections and about the size that I want this to be at the end. Now I've speeded this up a little bit and I'm pouring out my resin, and the resin I'm using is the Resin Colour Ultimate Art Resin, and they've sent me some to practice with, and I've been using it now for a couple of weeks and I absolutely love it. It's really beautiful, it cures up great, it's got a nice viscosity to it, and it actually doesn't take hours and hours and hours to cure up. I'm really impressed with it. I have got a discount code in the description below for anybody that wants to buy it. Unfortunately, it is only available in the UK, but I know I have a lot of UK viewers and I'm from the UK, so it's ideal for me. So thank you, Resin Colour, for sending me that. If you'd like to buy me a coffee just to say thank you for any of my videos and help support this channel and get your name on the coffee board, then the link for that is in the description below. So I'm carrying on pouring this out. And as you can see, these colours are magnificent, and the resin isn't moving around too much either, which is what I want. I don't want it to be running everywhere and bleeding all over everywhere. And that is the great thing about this resin. So now I've got all my colours on here. I'm moving them about a little bit and ensure, can you hear my dog's in the background? It's her nails on the hard floor, I apologise for that. And I'm going round with this wooden stick and just tidying up my edges, because I'm not one that likes to make the bowls with lots of long drips coming from it. I do think they're lovely, but they're just not really for me. And now, to prevent this just thinning out too much and spreading out too much, now I've got it to the desired shape that I want, I'm just putting some larger wooden popsicle sticks underneath my silicone mat to ensure that it doesn't flow off too far, and it won't. That'll kind of sustain it, and that's an ideal thing if you're a beginner doing this. Go over it with a torch. I'm not worried here. I don't need to do it with a lighter. As long as you keep off the plastic, then you're going to be absolutely fine, and this way you get rid of any bubbles that have built up and that could spoil the look of it. So giving it a good torching. And now I'm just adding another little bit in there because I've got some left over and I want to make sure that I've got it all where I want it. And now this is where I'm going to go in with a popsicle stick, and I've already started here, and just merge those colours in so it gets a little bit more of an, I don't know if it's the correct term, ombre effect when the bowl is finished. So I use my stick, and it's a shame the pattern doesn't stay like this. If it was thicker, it may stay like it a little bit, but I haven't let this cure up at all, other than what's already been curing up in the pot. I'd just like to say a quick thank you to all my members. Thank you for your support, and I hope you're enjoying our series at the moment on how to set up your own small business and sell your arts and crafts. It seems to be really, really popular, and the feedback has been excellent, so thank you. And we'll have a new series starting soon that will decide on what we're going to cover. So going through again using my popsicle stick, and that is the wonderful thing about the Ultimate Art Resin from Resin Colour. It does allow you to get this movement, and you will see in the next shot. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn all the studio lights on, but so it's kind of a different colour, but when I get to the next bit, I have got all the studio lights on. Don't forget, discount code is in the description below. So this has been curing about 3 hours at the most. and it's now ready to go ahead. Now, I don't believe there's any set time in how long something can cure, because it depends on the weather, so it's always good to keep going back and checking it, and then make the decision of when you're going to lift it up and mold it around whatever you're going to mold it around. Now, I'm using this jug, and I use this a lot, and this is where I spend a bit of time fiddle-faffing around with it, getting it into the shape that I want it to be in when it's finished. Now, I like mine to be full of ripples and to be quite uniformed, and what I realised here was I'd got it central, and actually I wanted one side to be a little bit higher than the other, so I do move it over to compensate for that. So I go in, again, fiddle-faffing around because I can't help myself, making sure it don't fall over, although it really isn't going to hurt it if it does fall over. And I just use my hands and keep pushing it down and getting it into the shape that I want it. I still wear gloves at this stage as well, because some of it might be a little bit still tackier than what you want, and I don't want to get the resin on my skin. And so going in again with my thumb and my fingers to get those nice ripples out, pushing it down all the time on the bottom to ensure that you've got a nice flat bottom. Not that I want a flat bottom normally, but, you know, having a nice flat bottom on a bowl is quite useful, I think. And just playing around with it. I keep turning it around, and that is what I like about having it on this kind of contraption that I built, to just check around, and I make minor little tweaks to it until I'm completely happy with it. And then once I'm completely happy with it, I will just leave this alone and let this cure up for the rest of the night until the following morning, and then I can take the plastic out. This is all cured up now, and it's nice and hard, although I would still wait probably about 3 weeks in total before I used it or did anything with it, because I would want to make sure that it is fully hard, and as we know, resin does take a little bit longer than a 24-hour period to get it to its full hardness. So it should now come off there quite nice and easily, and this is just what I use to prop it up so that it's got a nice amount of room. It's just a piece of drain pipe and the pot that I like to cast over. So now it's all about just removing the plastic, and this plastic comes off really easily on its own, and it comes off exceptionally easy once you've covered it with a little bit of mold release, as I did. And as long as you've not done a fold where it's impossible for the plastic to come out, then it is going to come out. Now, we will have a few drips, as you'll see here, that will need tidying up, because if not, they can be a little bit sharp. And I don't like my pots to have a lot of running drips on them, if you've seen any of my pot videos before. So what I always do is I leave it that little bit longer before I turn it over to get the thing to get into shape, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Now it's just a case of easing this off here, because I want to definitely use this again if I can, so I don't have to waste the plastic, and that just happens really, really simply by just easing that down and not pulling it too hard. There we go, that's out in full. And because this is a nice glossy plastic, as you can see, the inside will come out nice and glossy. Now, to tidy these bits up, all I use is my deburring tool. Now, I have heard people say, oh, I've got one, but I can't use it. But it does take a little bit of practice. But what you need to do when you're using this is not try to be too gun-ho with it. Just take off some little bits as you go round. Okay, and that'll take off the little sharp bits that you see, or any bits that you don't want. Now, if you have sharp bits, or you think, oh, I don't like how that edge has come, just brush a tiny bit of UV resin on it, and it'll make those glow and shine lovely. I'll show you that in a second once I've finished going around this and just tidying it up. But be careful with it at the moment as well, because remember, it's only just finished curing and it still probably is a little bit delicate. The other thing with these bowls is whenever I get, this is a gift for someone, whenever I give them to people, I always say to them, don't put it on a sunny windowsill, because you don't want it to be exposed to lots and lots of sunlight day in, day out. And also, you know, in a really sunny windowsill, it can get quite hot and it can still heat up and move into a different position. And that is also another reason why I like to leave it at least 2 or 3 weeks before I give it to the people that I'm making them for. So you can see how nice and easy this is coming up using the deburring tool. I will link this in the description below, but again, just remember, don't try and take massive chunks off at once. Just go in and take little edges off like so. And then you'll find that it works beautiful. It's beautiful. That's a song, isn't it? By, is it James Blunt? I'm not going to sing it. I might get a strike on me. I might get a copyright strike on my channel for being so good at singing. Beautiful. Beautiful. So can you see how little bits I'm taking off there just to get that down to the shape that I want it. That bit there needs coming off because that's a thin bit and it's quite sharp. I've cleaned it all up now and I've got rid of all the sharp bits. I'm really happy with how that has come out. And now all I'm going to do is brush some UV resin. Now I'm not going to use much, and I am using an old brush because I will just throw this brush out once it's finished doing this. And all I'll do is I'll brush this UV resin over the top of those where it is a little bit duller because I've taken off some bits. Now I know a lot of people actually really like those bits and I think they can look pretty, but not if they're really thin and sharp. I don't think they look pretty, and the way I do my bowls, because I don't like the massive drips, they can sometimes be a little bit sharp, and the last thing I want people to do is when I give them something, injure themselves on it. I do think this has come out really pretty with all the rainbow colours, so I'm quite pleased with how this has come out and blended into each other. I didn't want the solid edges to each of the colours, hence that's why I went round and did what I did when I was casting it with the stick and went through and ensured that everything was blended in. And I didn't put any glitter in it because the person I'm making this for didn't want glitter in it, which is fair enough. If I would have been making it for myself, it would have had mica powder in it and glitter in it. Actually, no. I'm going around all the edges because even if they're not been trimmed, it just gives it an even finish to these edges. And before I go ahead and cure that, I'll leave that now for about 2 or 3 minutes for any of those brush marks that are on there to disappear. And they will disappear because the resin will just find its own level in there and disappear. I'll just go around and check it that I haven't missed any, and I can't see that I have. I think it's come out really pretty on the inside and around the edges as well. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue and indigo, obviously, or violet. I didn't do indigo because there was no indigo. And I'm going to be using quite a powerful UV torch as well because it's not a sunny day outside, so I can't put it outside. And I'm just going to go over it. And if you have missed any bits, then you can easily just go over those again. Well, we're all done now and all the edges are nicely smoothed and shiny, and I'm really pleased with how this has come out. I'd love to know what you think of it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and boop the like button as well, the thumbs up. And please, if you'd like to buy me a coffee just to say thank you and help support my channel, then the link for that, along with the link for everything that I've used today, is in the description below. Take care, enjoy your resin, bye!